One more thing. We're going to introduce today a G-code generator within Rhino called CNC Kiosk. We'll be able to generate our G-code with inside of Rhino and then export it to our CNC machine. Generating a G-code and making cutting apart as easy as printing to scale. So we'll start up CNC Kiosk by starting up the icon in Rhino, and then we'll answer a few questions. Which machine are you going to cut your part on? Style of cutting, material, and tool bit size, and then generate the G-code for you. So those are the options that we have. The first one, what machine do you want to cut it on? And so we'll go click on that. And it'll give us the machines that the instructor has loaded. In this case, we're going to pick the Techno. And press enter. So now we have the Techno loaded in to the kiosk. Next one is the style of cutting. Is it going to be a pocket, contour, or a surface? In this case, we're going to use a pocket. And a pocket is cutting on the inside of the part with a zigzag type of a program. This is usually done with a flat end mill bit, unless you want some sort of a texture. And if you hit Control S, it'll begin a simulation for you. The next option from the main menu is the material to cut. So we'll press enter. In this case, the material is going to be a machining wax, corian, wood, pine, or plywood. Those are what the instructor has loaded in. Metal, the aluminum, may be an option on a different machine, but this machine doesn't cut aluminum, so it's not going to be an option. So we're going to pick machining wax. And now the tool bit style. What type of a tool bit are we going to have? And is it going to be a V-carve or a flat end mill bit? Since we know that it's a pocket, we don't have our choices of ball end mill bit. So we have a second question in here. Which size of bit do we have? The 1/8 inch is going to be too small. It'll probably break. And the 3/4 is too large for some of the parts. So the software automatically limits and recommends that we use either the 3/8 or 1/4 inch bit. Now, as a review, before we get our G-code, is what machine is a Techno, what cut style, and that's pocket, and the material is machining wax. So by all of that information, with the cutter size and the fact that it has 2 flutes, which is already loaded, all the information is loaded into the software, it will generate the speeds, feeds, depth of cut, lead in and lead out, all of those questions that the students usually get confused on. This is done automatically for them. So now we can look at the G-code, and if you want to use the arrows up and down, you can look at different parts of it. We can preview it or send it to the machine. My recommendation is preview it first and then send it over to the machine. We can have the option set it up where it won't go to the machine without the instructor or TA's authorization. So that way you don't get accidentally something run on the machine where they weren't expecting it. Now we return you to the previous program in progress. Generating a G-code and making cutting apart as easy as printing to scale.